Ok ạ, hello chị.
Okay, hello. Okay, em đang ở đâu?
Dạ,
Em, em đang ở Việt Nam hay em đang ở đâu?
em đang ở Việt Nam, em đang ở Sài Gòn.
À, ok.
Dạ vâng.
Ờ, Sắp tới em có lịch phỏng vấn chưa?
Em chưa phỏng vấn thêm công ty nào.
Ừ, nhưng mà vậy em đã phỏng vấn cái coding interview lần nào chưa?
Ờ, Trong Nam thì rồi ạ, em phỏng vấn hai công ty Big Tech, tạch hết.
Ừ. Là Microsoft hả?
Dạ,
Ok.
và
Nói chung
Grab
là
ạ.
em cũng ừ. Nói chung là em cũng biết sơ về kiểu coding interview rồi đúng không?
Dạ vâng,
Ok, vậy mình không cần phải nói lại về về coding interview nữa ha. Thì hôm nay thì mình sẽ mock thì em share screen được đúng không?
dạ vâng, có ạ.
Ok, để em share screen đi rồi mình sẽ mock qua code base hoặc là em có thể mở một cái editor xong rồi chị
Dạ,
sẽ share cái bài qua bên chat.
ok chị. Được ạ.
Ok.
Ờ, ừm, chị đã nhìn gì chưa chị ơi?
Chưa chưa.
Chị nhìn gì chưa?
Ok, chị thấy màn hình bên em rồi.
Dạ vâng. Cái buổi này có đăng public không chị?
Không biết nữa, cái đó em nói chuyện với anh Lâm á, hình như
Dạ
là
vâng,
có.
ok, em có một cái editor ở đây.
Ừ.
Dạ,
Ok,
các
vậy
em
bây giờ
phóng
mình
to
start
lên.
luôn ha. Ừ.
Dạ vâng.
Ok. So, vậy bây giờ mình start luôn ha. 2 giờ. Ok. Um, Trước khi ấy em có câu hỏi gì không? Hay là mình start luôn rồi tí mình sẽ feedback sau?
Chị muốn phỏng vấn bằng tiếng Anh tiếng Việt?
Cái đó thì tùy em prefer.
Ờ, em thì prefer tiếng Anh.
Ok. Vậy mình sẽ làm bằng tiếng Anh luôn ha.
Dạ vâng, để cải thiện
Ờ,
kỹ năng tiếng Anh luôn.
mhm. Okay. So we can start now. Hi, my name is Lam. So I'm the software engineer, and today we're gonna have like the interview. We're gonna have about like 35 minutes for the coding sessions, and I'm gonna give you two questions. Um, I will let you know if we are running out of time, so don't worry about it. I'm gonna give you two questions. So just so which language you familiar with?
I'm familiar with C Sharp.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
you can go with C#. And I will give you the first questions. If you have any questions or if you are unclear about the problem statement, just let me know. I will explain it. So your first question is, you are given a list of the meetings. Um, Let me copy and paste into the Zoom chat. So you are given a list of meetings with the tuples. So tuple is just like the data structure in Python, but you can assume that you have a list of start time and end time of meetings. And then you need to return the minimum number of meeting rooms required to occupy these meetings. Let
yeah,
me
okay.
give you an example. For example, if we have like 0 meeting, so we're gonna need 0 room. However, for example, like the first example, you have 2 meetings and they are not overlapping, so you can use 1 meeting room to host 2 meetings. But for example, like the third example, you have the first meeting and the second meeting, they are overlapping, so you need 2 meeting room to host the first and the second. And then from the third one, you can reuse the first meeting. And the last one, you can reuse either the first or the second one.
Yeah, all right. Start time, end time. So when there's no meeting time, it should be 0, right? Then if it's like in the example 2, there's 3, 4, and 6, 7. There's no overlap, so we can use just one meeting room. For this example, there's an overlapping and it'll be 2 meeting room. This one is 3 overlapping, I think. 0 to 5, then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 at the same time. So it will be 3 meetings. Okay, I get the idea. Mm, all right. Can I ask you a question about constraint of the problem?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the maximum number of meeting times?
The maximum number of meeting times. So you can imagine like the start time and the end time in the timestamp. So you can assume it's like they are like they can be an integers.
Yeah, so maybe it's going to the maximum integer value, right?
Yeah.
So let's say the meeting times length will be n. So
Mm-hmm.
I will have n is less than or equal to integer max value, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Meeting times length, you mean like the length of the list of meetings?
Yeah, the list of meeting times. Maybe do you have a
Okay,
number?
the list of meeting time, the length, you can try to solve like at as much as possible meeting as
Ah,
much meeting as possible.
okay. And
Mm-hmm.
also maybe the start time and end time will be
Yeah, the start time and the end time will be in the integer range. So you can assume it is like always greater than 0, greater than or equal 0,
yeah
but less
non-negative
than.
integer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, all right. Okay. So let's get into the approach. I think
Mm-hmm.
I understand the problem now. So uh, in this example, I think my first approach could be a simple traversal. So let's say it's approach. So the first approach is like I will iterate the list of meeting time, and I will put it into a maybe a bucket. I mean a meeting room, and see if that meeting room is not available or is available.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I iterate to 3 to 4 right now, for I mean the second. Oh, let's take the third example for a good explanation. So first I will have to evaluate 0 to 5, and then I put it into one meeting room, right? It should be one meeting room. Let's say it's kind of a pretty approach. 1 to 2. In 1 to 2, there will be one meeting room has been available. No, unavailable. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to stay at one meeting room, but it failed because at that the 1 to 2 there another another meeting times happen. So I need to increase to two meeting room.
Mm-hmm.
4 to 7. Uh, there will be an overlap with one meeting room,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no overlap to this meeting room that
Mm-hmm.
we have iterated. So I can stay at two meeting room. 1 to 3. This one will be three meeting room because it overlap with all of the two meeting room above. So it should be three meeting room uh, because overlap, no overlap with one meeting room. This overlap. Okay, so I think for this
Mm-hmm.
approach, uh, its efficiency is not good because first time I have to each iteration. So at least it should be the time complexity should be at least ON because I iterate at least a bit time, and each of the iteration I will go into the, the existing meeting room. So I will traverse the existing meeting room, and in the worst case, there should be the equal number of meeting room to the number of meeting time. So it should
Mm-hmm.
be of a square. We go of n square because for each iteration, I have to traverse the number of meeting
Mm-hmm.
room to
Mm-hmm.
check if there's overlap
Mm-hmm.
with all meeting room, or I can match one meeting room in there. So it's
Mm-hmm.
of n square, and the space complexity I think it's of n because I will have another array to
Mm-hmm.
store the meeting times in each
Mm-hmm.
meeting room. Okay, I think that's my first approach, but
Mm-hmm.
I can move on to another approach, which is uh, maybe faster. So I will
Mm-hmm.
not iterate the list of meeting times like this, but I should sort the list of meeting time.
Mm-hmm.
After I sort the meeting times, I will have a array like this: one,
Mm-hmm.
two, and one, three, and four, seven. So this operation will take out and log n in time complexity. And then when I have the sorted meeting times,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think I can traverse it and have a just a iteration. So like when I traverse to 0 to 5, mm, I will something like a merge here maybe. Like I go to 0 to 5, and then if I traverse to 1 to 2, I find that it's a overlap. So I will merge them into one meeting room with the time slot of 0 to 5. Okay, so that's when I go to the first two meeting time. So it will become 0 5, and after that I will traverse to 1 3 like this, and it will still is a merge again. So it will be let's say 0 to 5 again, and maybe we will have a variable to store the meeting room. So in this we will merge and we will have two meetings rooms here, because this one is one and this one is two and this one three. Mm, right. Mm, this is, and then when we face 4 7 4 7, I mean, this one is still overlap, but yeah, no, it should be like this. Is 0 5 2. Yes, this one is two meeting rooms, but I think I need to eliminate the 0 5. Yeah, I need to eliminate it. One, two, and one, three. Uh, maybe I keep the 1 2. Yeah, let's say I will keep the smallest amount. Yeah, it should be the smallest, not the largest. Largest meeting time, because I can I can prove that if no, yes, yes, no, maybe Uh, let's say so 1, 2, and 4, 7 will be 2 and 4, 7 will be not overlapping, and I have my meeting room. Is this correct? Let me check another example. Let me say if I can have an example like this. But let's add uh maybe let's add 3 to 5. This is still 3 meeting room. Like I will have 3 meeting rooms. The answer should be uh one meeting room 05, one meeting room 1, 2, 1, 3, and this one is 4, 7 meeting room like this. 3 to 5. Is it overlap? Yeah. If I have the start time and end time very close like this, is this overlap? Uh, uh, can I ask you if I have an example like this, is this considered overlap or not?
So days are considered overlapping
Oh,
because the end time of the first meeting, like the meeting 1, 3 is 3, and like because like you can imagine like one meeting will host like from the start time to the end time, like after the end time the meeting room will be free.
yeah. So this one still overlap, right?
Yeah.
Mm, okay. So maybe this is more appropriate, I think. Yeah. So this example should be 3 meeting rooms. But let's say I run this, try run this algorithm I designed to prove it's true. After 0, 5, and then I will have 1, 2, 0, 5, 1, 2. I will have still 2 meeting rooms. Then I have 1, 2, and 3, 5. And there's no overlap, right? Uh, yeah, and it will still like this and 3 meeting rooms. And one, and then I try to have a merge between 4, 7 and 3, 5. Let's say I will select only the 3, 5 because just consider it only because it sorted the array sorted 3, 5, 4, 7. So this one will be a merge. A merge should be a merge, and we mm, no. I think this one and this one and let's say I keep this 1, 2, 3, 5. Here, maybe the algorithm design is wrong because Yeah. So it needs to be matched with 47 need to be matched with 1 3, not not 1 2 or 3 5. So yeah. So for this example, the algorithm, this algorithm I designed is not good and it's not gonna work. Let's say, okay, let's think. Let's try again.
So I just have a question. So why don't you keep like the list of meeting rooms instead of like just like the last meeting?
The list of
Mm-hmm.
meeting.
For example, like to try to put the first meeting into the like into a random meeting room. So the first meeting will have one room for it. It will occupy from 0 to 5. And because the second like you have the list of meeting room and the second meeting from 1 to 2. So you don't have enough room, like currently you have only one room and you don't have any room available for the meeting from 1 to 2. So you need to create one more meeting room. And for the meeting, for the second meeting and the third meeting from 1 to 3, you will search like into the meeting rooms list to see if any room is available for the current meeting. If not, you need to create the new one. Because I don't think checking like only the last meeting would work.
Yeah. Maybe I can decide. I just think I can decide at the last meeting. Yeah. So I have to have a search
Mhm.
for the meeting rooms. Let's say I can. Let's say I can have yeah 0 5, and it should be one meeting room, right? One and then 1 2. I will search in the meeting room list
Mhm.
and I found that it's alright and it's two and I go through let's go through this example. 1 3 and I search for them
Mhm.
and I see I cannot overlap. Let's say um, 1 3 should overlap with have the high possibility to overlap with 0 5 than on 2.
What do you mean, like high possibility to overlap with the first one than the second one?
Mm, maybe because of the end time bigger.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And 3 to 5 So one tree will be 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I will check with 0 and 5. No, 1 2. Check with 1 2, and it still
Mm-hmm.
overlap.
Mm-hmm.
I think check with 1 2, yeah. And this one will be 3 because I will store I will store the last ability to overlap with uh, 1 3 than 1 2 and 0 5. So I will check with 1 2 because it's less less possibility, mean less rate. Okay. So for 7 also I will store the last meeting time of each meeting room. So it will be so the order of rate will be between 3 meeting room. Yeah, 0 5 is highest possibility. No, it's
Mm-hmm.
actually 3 5 or 0 5. It's equal because it's 0 5
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and 1 3. So I will check with 1 3. So it's still 3 because not overlap.
Mm-hmm.
This
And
one not
one
overlap.
one questions. Um, how do you determine the, I mean, like the list the list overlapping possibility? For example, like for example, the last meeting, how to know like the which one? The 3 to 5 and 0 to 5 will be less overlapping with 4 to 7 than 1 to 3. So I don't really
Yeah,
understand like how you define the possibility of overlapping.
yeah. So I mean, I will have the
Uh,
last meeting time of meeting
mm-hmm.
rooms at
Mm-hmm.
the iteration at that 4 to 7. So which
Okay,
means
okay, got it. Got it. Yeah.
yeah, it will be 35, 0 5, and 1 3,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the possibility is depends on end time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So 5 3 is less the least. So
Okay,
it
so
will
I
have
mean like how, like if you have the list of end time of each meeting room at like a point of time, so how do you define the possibility, like the like something you call like the order or the list possibility? So how do you define it, or how do you determine like which one you should check with the current meeting?
yeah. In this case, I will use a priority queue,
Mm-hmm.
and actually
Okay.
it's a min heap in the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
eternally.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, that makes sense.
yeah. So the time complexity in this solution will be O of n log n plus
Mm-hmm.
when I sort,
Mm-hmm.
and then in here I can still have the n log n because the iteration, and each iteration
Mm-hmm.
I will push the push the NQ. I mean NQ
Mm-hmm.
deposit the to the heap.
Mm-hmm.
So it will take a lot of time to have an operation push or enqueue to the heap,
Mm-hmm.
and the space
Mm-hmm.
complexity when I use the heap, it should be over n in worst case.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Maybe this solution can be optimized further. Maybe I can maybe I can avoid the sorting. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
But I think the
yeah,
current one is good enough. So do you
yeah,
want to start coding right now?
yeah. That's that. Good. All right, all right. Let's go. I will have a define. Let's define a function. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it will return the minimum number of meeting room. So it's in
Mm-hmm.
integer. Let's say mean meeting rooms, and it takes in the list of meeting times in the form of tuples. So it should be like this: a tuple and a list of meeting time, and let's say it's meeting time. Yeah, and in the meeting times it should be. I will yeah, for this approach I will sort this first, and then the heap iteration in the second phase. So the meeting time would be maybe a giant array of sort. Time. No, I think uh let's say it's an I will have a sort function.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say this is the start and this is the end, and I will have the end. Internally, this function is using an extra array, but let's assume it's an array dot sort. The sorting function of the language is quite you know more complex than this. So let's assume this is a sort function. Um, and then I will iterate the within time, and I will have the last and time of between rooms. It is a heap. I mean, it will be a priority queue in my language of choice.
Mm-hmm.
And let's define the priority and the value. Okay, so let's say so the last and yeah, so why the last and time of meeting room is count is empty. Why is empty? No, maybe if empty. I can increase the meeting time. So mean meeting rooms be 0, and if this have a meeting time, it should be 1. Increase it. Else I will enqueue. That's it. Let's enqueue this one. Enqueue into the meeting room, the end time, and the priority. And else, I will take the top of the last meeting room thing. Let's say let's pick the heap and try to check. I will check with the current the check be if the 05 that want to check with 12. Let's check is overlap or not. So top will overlap. Top will overlap with the top. This is last eta. Sorry. Let's time, and if it's the start is sorry equal than the base last end time, it will be overlap. There'll be overlap here. The overlap would be mid. I will increase the number of meeting room, and I need to no let's the enqueue through the, because this is a new meeting room, so enqueue the end and also the end as the priority. If not, it will be not an overlap, and I will update the best last end time. So let's update it by DQ the best last end time and put a new last end time. Here I recommend update the last end time of best meeting room. Okay, and then I'll return the mean meeting room. Let's test the function. For example, I will have the example here. Meeting time one equals zero 5 1 2 1 3 3 5 4 7, and let's also write mean making room of meeting time on. Okay, let's run just a test. Uh, 3 is a correct answer. Do you want me to
Mhm.
run another example?
Mhm. No, that's okay. I think we ran out of time, so that's fine.
Yeah,
And the methods look good to me. The implementations look good to me.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So, uh, yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for the interview because we ran out of time, so we couldn't solve another questions. But like the first questions is good. Okay.
Can you
Uh.
tell me the second question? Maybe I
Yes,
will
so the
take it.
second
Yeah.
questions, so the
Yes.
second questions is about like the binary tree. So do you know the definition of binary tree?
Yeah, I understand.
Mm-hmm. And do you know the what's the definition of balanced binary tree?
Yes. A balanced binary tree is a binary tree that has the depth of all the node will not
Mm-hmm.
exceed one. Will not exceed one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the second question is just about like you are given a binary tree and your task is to return true or false whether the tree is the balanced binary tree or not.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to solve the question also?
No, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
So, because we will run out of time, so I think we
Yeah.
still have like 10 minutes left, so we can do like some like do some feedback. Um, okay. Em muốn
Dạ.
feedback tiếng tiếng Anh hay tiếng Việt luôn.
Vâng, chị tiếng Việt ấy, em thấy em hơi fail.
Ok, thì
Dạ.
thật ra câu đầu em thấy khó không?
Không, không khó.
Ok, thì feedback là thật ra là thứ nhất là cái hai câu em chưa balance được thời gian cho nên là câu một bị spend quá nhiều time và chẳng hạn như là cái the first approach kiểu là it's not gonna be like the approach you gonna implement but you spend too much time on it. The first
Ờ,
approach
vâng, first
um,
approach.
kéo lên. Yeah, the first approach iterate through the list of the meetings and which way of end. Thật ra thì cái approach này cũng không đúng nữa tại vì mình chưa sort lại thì bây giờ nếu mà có square of end có loop như thế này thì cũng không ra được kết quả đúng trừ khi là mình phải loop um, recursively hả, basically là nếu không sort lại thì cái first approach cũng không đúng.
Dạ vâng.
And cái thứ hai là chẳng hạn như là bởi vì chẳng hạn như là mình có mention từ đầu là mình sẽ có 35 phút for two questions. It mean like một question sẽ từ 15 đến 20 phút. Mà cái first sau khi đọc đề xong uh, clarify everything và first approach xong thì đã hết hơn 10 phút rồi. Có nghĩa là time management mình chưa tốt. Tại vì
Ừ.
cái first approach mà đã hơn 10 phút, đã end sau hơn 10 phút rồi thì chỉ còn khoảng chừng 5 đến 10 phút nữa cho một cái optimal approach và implementation. Có nghĩa là mình đã bị run over time cái đoạn đấy rồi. Là cái thứ nhất. Cái thứ hai là cái first approach cũng chưa đúng, thường là ờ, mình sẽ phải verify cái approach đầu tiên, kiểu là mình sẽ phải provide một cái native approach mà nó nó đúng nhất có thể, kiểu là không, mình không care đến time complexity, nhưng mà đầu tiên là mình phải care về accuracy của nó. Thì cái first approach của mình làm vẫn chưa đúng.
Ờ,
à,
Theo
Rồi.
chị thì ví dụ như là nếu interviewer mà không không cho biết trước thời gian thì em cứ jump vào optimal solution có được không nhỉ?
Ừm, Cũng không hay, tại vì mình có thể clarify với họ là mình sẽ có bao nhiêu thời gian và
Dạ vâng.
mình sẽ bao nhiêu câu hỏi, mình clarify trước với họ cái đấy. Tại vì end up là chẳng hạn như là một buổi interview là 45 phút đi, thì họ sẽ cut up đúng exactly là 40 phút hoặc là 45 phút, sẽ không spend cho mình thêm một minute nào sau đấy hết. Ý là overall là với Big Tech là nó sẽ như vậy. Thì mình sẽ phải clarify với họ trước là mình sẽ có bao nhiêu câu
Dạ vâng.
hỏi và mình
Vâng.
sẽ có bao nhiêu thời gian, và sau đấy là mình sẽ phải chia thời gian ra, là cái
Dạ
thứ
vâng.
nhất. Ừ. Cái thứ hai là thì sau khi chia thời gian ra thì mình phải manage được là mình mỗi bài mình sẽ có bao nhiêu phút.
Vâng. Ok chị, em hiểu.
Um, about the explanation, thì chẳng hạn như là cái second approach, thì nếu mà từ đầu mình nói là mình sử dụng Q thì nó sẽ rất là dễ hiểu cho cái bài này. Khi mà mình nói mình chưa nói sử dụng Q mà mình cứ nói về possibility, thì người ta sẽ hỏi mình là thế possibility được tính bằng gì. Thì
Dạ
cái
vâng.
đấy, ừ, mình thấy là cái chỗ đấy nó còn confusing, là mình cứ nói là possibility và mình pick một cái less possibility to check and they are not overlapping, nhưng mà mình không define được what is the possibility of overlapping between hai cái intervals.
Dạ vâng.
Wait, anything else? Thì mình nghĩ là cái vấn đề lớn nhất vẫn là time manage, time management.
Và em cũng tại vì em normally em vẫn thay đi kiểu từ suboptimal solution lên optimal.
Đó, that's good, but like the suboptimal solution, kiểu mình nếu mà mình xác định là mình sẽ có second approach, thì
Vâng.
first approach kiểu should be short, kiểu không nên spend 10 minutes or 15 minutes into that, kiểu là không nên spend quá nhiều thời gian explaining và kiểu give example. Và cái thứ hai là first solution thì lúc nào cũng phải chính xác.
À, vâng. Thế thì ví dụ bài này, ví dụ như là nếu như mà đem được clarify là có hai question thì cái question đầu tiên chắc là em jump một phát vào optimal solution luôn đúng không chị?
Ừ.
Để
Nếu mà mình
manage
đã
được.
có optimal solution rồi thì mình có, và mình phải biết là nó chính xác hay không. Tại
Dạ
vì
vâng.
nếu mà giữa giữa khi mà mình có hai solution, một cái non optimal but it's like 100, like you are 100% sure about like the accuracy, so thì em sẽ phải nói. Và cái second approach mà em không 100% sure là nó chính là nó chính là một cái solution đúng á, thì mình nên nói ra cái đầu tiên trước. Nhưng mà nếu mà mình đã chắc chắn là cái thứ hai chắc chắn sẽ đúng rồi, thì mình sẽ châm vào cái thứ hai luôn.
Dạ vâng. Ok chị. À, em có một câu hỏi nữa là
Ừ.
bình thường phỏng vấn ở công ty chị thì nó cũng sẽ kiểu vậy à?
Ờ, tùy công ty, nhưng mà overall nếu mà các big tech thì là thường là nó cũng sẽ likely là nó sẽ hai câu hỏi.
Hai câu hỏi. Vâng.
Ừ. Có vài công ty một câu, nhưng mà một câu thường là nó sẽ là một câu rồi nó follow up question lên, là
Ừ.
chẳng hạn như là nó sẽ cho mình là chẳng hạn như là ví dụ như là you are given a binary tree and check if is it the balanced binary tree. Xong rồi câu 2 nó sẽ là sau đó nó kêu là ok, I want to follow up. Mày có thể là nếu mà trong một cái edge case như thế này thì mày sẽ làm sao để optimize nó hơn, for example.
Dạ vâng. I see, I see.
Còn câu hỏi gì nữa?
Ờ, theo chị thì em còn cách bao xa nữa hả chị? Ý là cách bao xa với việc có finish để phỏng vấn thật đấy.
Thật ra là nó tùy vào em phỏng vấn công ty nào và kiểu thời gian mình spend cho cái việc luyện là bao lâu.
Dạ vâng.
Ừ. Cái này mình không có một cái câu trả lời chính xác được, nhưng mà overall thì mình vẫn phải luyện thêm về lead code, và mình phải luyện về time management. Make sure là một cái bài mình có thể làm nó hoàn chỉnh trong vòng tối đa là 25 phút, từ explanation đến coding đến testing. Và chẳng hạn như là ở ở viết tách thì nó sẽ không cho mình run test on the editor. Mình phải kiểu go through the code step by step, và kiểu explain là ok, đến đây thì nó sẽ chạy như thế nào, A B C Z, chứ mình sẽ không được kiểu bấm nút run để ok là ok, I see the output is three, it mean like the implementation is good. Mà mình phải là kiểu go step by step, và đến đây thì nó sẽ ra output là bao nhiêu, thì nó sẽ cost mình thêm 2 đến 3 phút. Cho nên là mình sẽ phải practice làm sao để từ cái explanation, sau khi mà mình có một cái problem statement, xong rồi mình brainstorming, rồi explanation, rồi implementation, rồi testing, là mọi thứ nó cost maximum là 25 phút.
Ừ, dạ vâng.
Ừ.
25 phút. Vậy thì hai bài là sẽ 50 phút hả chị? Hay là...
I mean maximum là có nghĩa là mình sẽ cố gắng giảm cái đấy xuống dưới 20 phút, nhưng
Vâng,
mà maximum là 25 phút. Kiểu for example là những bài khó thì là 25 phút, còn overall là sẽ phải từ 15 đến 20 phút.
dạ vâng. Về ngôn ngữ thì chị có suggestion nhiều. Em có nên chuyển qua Python không chị?
Ừ. Không, kiểu tất cả mọi language đều ok, chủ yếu là mình familiar with cái gì thôi. Mình phải chọn một cái ngôn ngữ mà mình familiar with, kiểu là mình understand được hết kiểu complexity of the, ví dụ là mình xài heap hoặc là mình xài xài sorting, thì mình phải understand được cái time
Vâng,
complexity and space complexity của cái ngôn ngữ đó, rồi mình xài nó smooth thôi, chứ không, người ta không expect là mình xài một specific language.
dạ vâng. Ok chị. Chắc em không có câu hỏi
Ok,
gì nữa.
ok, ok, bye bye.
Thank you chị nhiều nhỉ.
Ừ.
Bye bye chị Lam.